Hey, welcome to the High Business Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Martinez. Today we have special guest, Chris Duff. He's returning again to cover deal breakdown. We cover cool, interesting stories in real estate or business. Chris, what story do you have for us today?
Yeah, I'll give you one about gas pipeline. Yeah, I'm sure there's some other
I got some of those.
investors, yeah, listening now that are kind of shuddering from bad experience. But yeah, for this one, we were looking at this 10-acre tract north Houston. No surprise where some of these pipelines are based here, and it seemed like a really solid deal. Probably would sell for north of 180, at least close to 200,000. Kind of a family dispute. What we all oftentimes will find for motivated sellers. Hey, one sibling really wants to get out of it. They're rallying the others up. And interestingly, this property we were looking at was already on market, and oftentimes that's really the best comp there, because then you can actually see, hey, what's the pricing going for here. And so we know how to underwrite even more strategically. And the fact that they were reaching out from our direct marketing postcard was really indicating, hey, like we can still get them fast cash transaction, not close to listing price. So I'd called up the broker who was working with that family, and basically tried to work out a deal. Hey, like we can offer south of 90,000, maybe like low 80, because we also had to pay the broker's fee who was attached to that deal anyway. Or actually, maybe not. This was a while ago, but there was some extra costs involved with that property that pushed it up closer to 90,000, and we still thought we had at least a double there, if not more. And this was still like earlier 2022. Market was still hotter overall before we know that downturn started by Q2, Q3 of 2022, and things started getting a lot tougher. And so we worked out a deal with this broker. Hey, we'll get this thing purchased, and then right afterwards we would plan to list with you for this higher price point, maybe even undercut a little bit from what you had it listed for, and be able to get close to a double sale. So we were able to work that out with this broker. What went through with the cash transaction, but the only thing that was of note there was that there was a gas pipeline easement that right where the road frontage was. If you wanted to put a driveway to build on, you would have to cross that easement. And it wasn't much. I mean, we're talking less than 50 feet or so. And apparently the broker had already been in touch with the gas company, Kinder Morgan, $20 billion market cap corporation. It was going to be all squared away. We just have to sign a few papers, get our contractor out there. And this is like less than 3-4 week process, and can just list from there, no problem. Little did we know how crazy complex the red tape was going to be, almost right from the get-go. I'm sure, again, many of you other land investors who have been in the business for a while, anytime you're dealing with some type of corporate entity, they rarely care about dealing with smaller operators. They're just kicking the can down the road to some other manager, some other department. It's somebody else's problem. They're just collecting their checks. Like that, this isn't really a concern for some land operator trying to install a $10,000 gravel driveway over their pipeline here. So we had to get the 311 crew out there. We had to get Kinder Morgan to visit and get all these almost architectural designs for how the road's going to be, how deep it's going to go. What state? This was in Texas, just north of Houston.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so we're trying to put all that together. And again, this pipeline is 5 feet below the surface, and all we're doing is installing a gravel driveway. It's nothing crazy here. And so everything, even though it was taking weeks at a time here, because their just approval process was forever to get everybody scheduled, they finally said, okay, we're good to go pending you bringing us this insurance coverage on behalf of your contractor. And so they were asking for a $10 million policy that covers explosions, oil spills, all this crazy stuff. And yeah, like contractors like, yeah, I don't have any, like I have like $1 million policy. That's what's typical in the industry. He was calling his insurance provider. They wouldn't write a policy for that. So I'm trying to call around, find
that one person that has it.
Exactly. Any type of insurance broker who's willing to write, something short term, like for a couple of weeks. That this was going to be 2 days really to install the driveway. Can I get $10 million coverage covering explosions and so forth? Nobody was willing to touch that. If anything, this one broker was saying, hey, I can try to find an underwriter in like London who writes more exotic policies, but it's probably going to be $38,000 to get this thing done, which would have completely destroyed our potential margin on that deal to take a risk. So I just kept trying to push back with Kinder Morgan, like, hey, like we can't find anybody to cover this. Again, we're not going to be anywhere close to the pipeline. Is there any way you guys can just let us do this? And so the main underwriter for Kinder Morgan, again, this is why I don't work in corporations. I think a lot of us in the entrepreneurial and land space too can relate here, is that the underwriter for Kinder Morgan, they were not supposed to have any external communications with possible clients or people working with it. It was all internal. So it was a game of telephone where all of her fellow employees didn't know how to translate over the issue to her. And so finally, there was so much back and forth email communication. And keep in mind that this was a 6-month plus timeline that's happened at this point. Ooh. And we made the mistake of listing the property prior to getting this done, because we thought, hey, let's get it on. And we're just mentioning, hey, we're going to get a driveway installed. But meanwhile, we're just racking up the days on market. My broker was saying, brokers are the buy side brokers are turning away their clients because they don't want to, give this big hassle to their end buyers having to go over a gas easement. So we weren't able to get anybody. And meanwhile, like I mentioned, we bought spring 2022, the market started to turn. And so a lot of our margin was disappearing as well, because, the $200,000 property was now turning into maybe 180 and then 170. And so the longer we were waiting, we were just losing more and more money trying to get this done. So finally, after so many emails, the insurance underwriter for Kinder Morgan finally calls me. And then we're able to discuss, have a real conversation here. I'm trying to explain, hey, we're not doing anything crazy, just gravel driveway. Nobody, we're not even going to be living there. We're just going to be selling the land. The house is going to be much further past the pipeline, so there's no risk of people getting hurt or whatever, even during the construction process. And within a 20-minute conversation, we were able to sort through the whole 6 months worth of just legal snarls. And she's like, oh yeah, let me just do a sign off here. You don't need the $10 million policy. You can get your contractor out within the next week. You got to be kidding me here. We could have taken care of this in 30 minutes much prior. So now if we ever worked with Kinder Morgan again, and we've actually seen some of those properties, now I feel like I have an inside person.
You have a direct contact now. You can
but nevertheless, definitely have some scars, and very conservative about looking at any properties with gas easements on them, because you might be able to get them for below market, but it can be a massive hurdle to try to figure out how to improve those properties at all.
There you go. Where can people find you online? We got Serious Land Capital. What's your Facebook group again?
Yeah, so Facebook group is at Land Daily Diligence, Monday through Friday. I'm on for an hour at 2 p.m. Central. Feel free to just either direct message me, email me, text me any deals that you're looking at. I will review them live for free, whether you're looking for funding from us or not. Happy to help you with any of your underwriting questions and not lose money.
There you go. Everybody here, thanks for tuning in. Go like, share, subscribe, share with a friend. We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for coming, Chris. For everybody here, go check out the other episode. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, Daniel. Bye.
Mi nombre es Daniel Agustín. Tú eres de Argentina, y estás haciendo los diferentes raíces. que puede